Okay. Mr. Hayden Newton, I have a question for you. What's been going on with your production in the show, man? You've been slacking the last couple of weeks. What's been going on?
I got to play better.
Okay. Can you expound on, exactly, play better? Is it energy? Is it content? Or, are you upset because, fantasy teams are losing? What's going on?
When we do AA sports the right way, it's a beautiful thing. When it's not, it's lethargic.
Okay. So what do you think you need to do, to bring more to the team in the upcoming weeks? The playoffs are getting ready to roll around. What do you think Hayden Newton can do to, get yourself to the next level?
Next question. Thank you.
But I'm not done. This motherfucker just leave. You know what? I'll do the show by my damn self. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. You got the super team of sports talk here with y'all. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. And I'm here, he's back. My main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good people? It's the other AA Sports Uncle Hate, broadcasting live on a Thursday, the pick show for AA Sports. What's good?
Hey, man, I can't call it. We want to appreciate all the people joining in with us, watching us on YouTube. We appreciate that. Remember to watch, like, hit that little subscribe button right down there, and we'll appreciate that love. Also, those of y'all that listen to us on the Spreaker platform, again, we appreciate that as well. Make sure you tap that heart and give us a like and some love there. And as always, you know how to reach us on social media at AA Sportscast on IG and Twitter. We got the Facebook page up and popping, and you can reach myself at Diego Barish and Uncle Hate at Rike6000. So we hope we were kind of doing a little skit there to mock your quarterback from this week, Cam Newton. I said in a tweet earlier in the week that he sashayed out of another damn press conference. What's going on? What's wrong with your boy, man?
I'm really starting to believe this might be the most immature NFL player walking the streets right now. He's right there. It wasn't even a bad question. How can you keep kicking your own self in the ass so much?
And the question was one that we kind of brought up in Tuesday's show when we're talking about y'all missing Ted Ginn. Yeah. That's pretty much the question the guy was asking. What about the chunk plays? Y'all not getting chunk plays. So I don't understand what he was frustrated about. Maybe because he felt he just answered that question the same way, because he really kind of just asked the same question in a different way.
Right.
So I know sometimes that can get frustrated, but at the same time, just kind of be like, hey, as I just stated, we need to do X, Y, Z. You've been through media training. This ain't your first go around. So, again, we talked about Cam doing dumb shit, bringing unnecessary attention to himself. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, after the Jordan Rodrigue thing. And then, here we go again. Does he have a chip? Why is he having such a chip on his shoulder with the press?
I tell you what, I don't even believe that. Because he ain't got no damn chip when we winning. Oh, he'll answer 50-11 questions as long as we winning. But when we losing, he don't want to talk. Now, one thing I heard today was the cat who asked that question, he was old girl's beat partner. But even with that, that's petty, Holmes. Just answer the questions and move on. You bringing unnecessary light to yourself. You are the talk of all the shows because you a damn child. He got to be, 27, I believe, 27, 28 years old?
He pushing 30.
You too old for that, man. That's the job. And, Shannon Sharp was on him pretty hard today on, what's that? The name?
Undisputed.
Undisputed, yeah. But he was right. Cam will answer all them questions as long as they win. Oh, here, you got a question? You sure you ain't got one? But I tell you who's the victim, not the victim, but who's a problem in this whole situation? The Panthers PR department. Stop covering him, man. That little statement they put out talking about Cam wasn't meaning to be disrespectful. You rolled your eyes and walked off on the cat in the middle of a question. They shouldn't even have. They enable him to keep. Just let him grow up. Too old for that.
Right. I agree. So Cam, do better.
And I tell you one thing, you better not go out there and suck Sunday. They're gonna be all on your ass come Monday if you go out there and suck, and that's 3 straight. And it seemed like a game that you can go lose in Tampa Bay. So
yeah, he played after the last round with the reporters with the other situation with the young lady. I thought he would come out in that following game and maybe lay an egg due to all the talk during the week. But he came out and played great, so maybe he repeats that performance.
But he walked out on him last week and it kind of flew under the radar. But then you pull the same mess this week. It's kind of a bigger picture. You got to look at your teammates got to answer questions about you all week long. Y'all need to be focused on the games. I got something to ask you real quick before we on this. Am I wrong to think Luke Kuechly is more important to that team than Cam?
Yeah.
You think?
Cam, the quarterback.
No, I'm talking about as far as, yeah, we getting production out of him, but don't it seem like when Luke's out and hurt, they don't play well at all. The defense don't play well. If the defense ain't playing well, that means the offense is right back on the field. It's just the more I looked at the last couple times he's been hurt, it seemed like our season don't went to shit when he goes down.
Just
as far as importance to that team.
Huh?
I'm talking about importance to that team. It's when he gets hurt, the wind goes out the sail.
Something to keep an eye on.
Oh, good.
All right. So, of course, this is Thursday, people. We got our week 8 picks coming up. So we'll get to those in a moment. We got a couple. Looks like a few tidbits and everything to go over here.
Just a few.
Now, notice you got first thing on the show notes. You've got Cam and Drew Brees' stats here.
I put them on there because he's not. You see, his completion percentage don't went up. I think the most glaring thing to me, those 10 interceptions, I'd say 5 of them probably weren't on him. But that big number is 22 sacks in 7 weeks. 22. And Drew Brees has only been touched 5 times in 7 weeks. You can't throw the ball if you're on the ground. And I keep saying I'm gonna look up pressures every week to see who's leading in that. But that offensive line's not doing their job, but he's holding on to the ball as well. You was right when you said it Tuesday. We missed Ted again. I never thought I'd say that. We missed Ted again.
Yeah, a lot of with the Panthers, they got a lot of, from what I see in their passing game, it's a lot of kind of long developing plays.
Yep.
Not a lot of quick hitting stuff, and that's the difference between the Saints and the Panthers.
Yep.
The Saints are going to take their chances down the field as well, but a lot of their shit is going to be short, real quick hitters, and Drew Brees is going to get rid of the ball. So that attributes to him keeping his sack numbers down. Cam, in a way, is kind of like Ben. He's going to stand back there, and he's so big and physical that a lot of times he feels he can stand back there and take a lot of those hits and still try to make a play. And that does lead to extra sacks and turnovers and things like that.
All day long. If you can't run the ball, and which means you ended up 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, then you're taking a sack, which pushes you back, 3rd and 15, give or take.
Yeah, you're behind the chains the whole time, and the Saints are running the ball really well right now. So,
yes,
under the chains, and their defense is playing well. So, before we get off the Panthers, one more thing. Now, what is going on with Luke? So they say it was a neck shoulder thing. It wasn't really a concussion, but yet he ain't played in 2 weeks and he's still in the concussion protocol. So I don't understand.
When we was watching the game, it looked like his shoulder to me.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
but it looked like a shoulder. And they said he was right back in practice next week doing drills or whatever. But I think they're just erring on the side of caution. Tomorrow's Friday. Mm-hmm. If he ain't practicing and nothing between now and Friday, don't they leave tomorrow to be there?
Friday normally travel day or early Saturday, depending on how the teams do it. That's a short trip, so I'm not sure how they'll do that. But
he might not play Sunday. And I think we need him back something awful.
It's just weird to me if it's the neck that's holding them out, then that should be what's on the injury report. But they keep putting concussion on the injury report, but keep saying he don't have a concussion. So something fishy going on there.
It's very fishy. Very, very fishy.
And to me, my spidey senses are telling me he really had a concussion, but because of his history, they don't want to just throw it out there like that. And so they trying to, I don't know, camouflage it, sweep it under the rug or what have you. But
Luke really loves football. I tell you, because a lot of cats who done had this many of them in such a short time, they be looking at the front door on some, I don't know. I don't even know.
I mean, especially in this day and age, but Luke kind of a throwback. He kind of a throwback player too. So
something to consider for real.
Right. So next up, I see got on here. We got Aaron Rodgers had successful surgery on his collarbone. Apparently, they put in 13 screws.
He ain't coming back this year, is he?
Well, they said putting in the screws actually will accelerate the healing process. It'll give him range of motion faster than I guess going a different route with the surgery, what have you. So this will get him back throwing sooner, they say. So they're looking like in between Thanksgiving, first week of December, him throwing and possibly getting back in there, last maybe 3 games or so of the season. I still think it'll all depend on where they are in the standings, division-wise, playoff-wise.
I'm about to run it down to you. You call out wins and losses. Just the rest of their schedule. At least the next 5 weeks. They got Detroit, first game after the bye.
Where at?
That game is at home.
I'll give them a win.
Okay. They go to Chicago next.
I'll give them a win.
Baltimore in Green Bay.
They should beat Baltimore.
Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh.
That's an L.
And they are off for some reason that week. December 3rd. They play December 10th. They play at Cleveland. They should win that game.
Should win that one. So,
if they do that, he should come back.
He should be okay, yeah. Because I'm thinking especially over this bye week, that'll give Hundley more of an opportunity to get even more reps, even more work. He didn't look particularly all that bad last week. The game was kind of back and forth and close to start off with. He just got to, that second half, it kind of got away from him a little bit, I believe. But
that ain't bad. You predicting 4 out of 5. That's good, actually. They'll come back playing us.
It definitely helps the people that they're playing, and that a lot of those games are at home. So that that definitely helps. Because if Trubisky's only going to complete 5 or less passes,
that's even worse.
All you got to do is not turn the ball over. You say you should be all right.
Oh my God, that's even worse. Anywho, okay. I was wondering what you thought about that. Next up on this list, the owners say that they're going – well, word on the street is they're going to invite Cap to this next owner-player meeting on social issues. I don't believe it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe that they'll invite him. I don't believe – I mean, they got to try to save face. They should have invited him probably to the first one, so we'll talk about that. He got the lawsuit against the league.
That's my point.
They want to try to maybe extend some type of olive branch, hoping that he'll drop the lawsuit, which I doubt he will.
Yeah, that's my point. If you don't wait it this long, he done file paperwork. What's the point?
Well, I mean, because they still want to act like that. They still want to act like that they are on top of this social injustice thing, and that they want to get in front of it and do things to help. So regardless of him not having a job, they still want to trying to put on the face. Kind of like they did with the domestic violence thing. They ran these commercials. While it was a hot token, they were doing all this talk about it. And then, soon after that, it died down. You didn't see no more commercials or nothing.
Nah. Yeah, it did go to bed.
It's kind of the sound of the same thing, kind of lip service. I don't expect nothing to come from these meetings at all, because I saw today Russell Okung came out and said that, him and some of the other players are still unhappy because from that first meeting, from what they gathered, the NFL is still not really locked in and on board full-fledged how they should be, with this. So he's saying that some of them might not even attend the next meeting.
I'm not surprised at all about that.
Things don't change. So, and I don't blame them. It's because it's all, like I said, it's lip service at this point. We know what they're trying to do. We know what they do.
That's all that is. All right, next on the tidbit list, Dante Hightower is out for the season for the Patriots. torn pectoral muscle. This just seemed like a lost season for him because didn't he get hurt week 1?
Right. He was out a couple games. So I want to say he maybe played 3-4 games this year max.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for the Patriots defense. Defense has already kind of been struggling. They've been trying to get right the last couple of weeks, but losing him, that's a huge piece. That's a huge piece. He was about the only guy that could rush the passer and get to the quarterback. Nobody else on that team is really, pressuring, I don't believe.
He's the play caller, the defensive play caller.
That too. So, the Patriots, they'll do what they do. They'll work with what they got. And they'll figure out how to work with whatever is left on the team, like they always do. Shit, who knows? They turn receivers into cornerbacks and make it work. So,
yeah. That trade deadline coming up, I can see them fleecing somebody. I really can. Getting somebody who they think ain't got shit left, and they get the maximum out of them for a year or two.
He couldn't have. I don't think he could have taken Dante Hightower's place. But Dwight Freeney just signed with the Seahawks. But he's there probably for
just third down pass rush. That's it.
That's it. So
I thought they would have called him because they have 0 pass rush up there. I really thought they would have did that week 1, but they didn't. So, all right. Next up, we have another immature child who got sat down this week. Martavis Bryant. You know what? This is the worst. Cam is bad, very bad.
I was gonna say I don't know. I don't think Cam is as bad as Martavis Bryant.
I'm gonna tell you why this is bad, and I kind of figure it's worse than Cam right now, because Cam ain't getting no year-long drug suspension. He didn't get a half a year before the year. He ain't have all that. They waited on him, and you come back because you ain't getting no balls, bruh.
And had the nerve. I forgot to bring this up Tuesday when we were talking about him. Had the nerve to call out to work Monday.
Wasn't that just the lamest?
Right, for real, dude. You sick? Okay.
My Twitter fingers go off on Sunday night. I'm sick Monday morning. All right, player. Maybe he doesn't realize. Maybe he does not realize that that's not Mike Tomlin coaching him. That's James Evans from Good Times. That's the worst dad that you want to try.
And you see where it got him on the scout team.
Bruh, what do you say? He will be dealt with. Mike Tomlin's a goon.
Mike Tomlin don't fuck around, man. People don't understand. So, hopefully this is an eye-opening experience for Martavis Bryant. I mean, I kind of like the kid. I think he's got a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta learn how to do things, young man. I mean, and this is not the way. Like I said, hopefully this is a learning experience from you. Come back second half of the season, get yourself refreshed, get your mind on the right track. Come in, and you are still going to be called upon to help this team win. Don't get, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Juju getting some shine right now. He's getting a lot of attention. AB is going to get his, so you just might as well just deal with that. But There will be opportunities for you to help this team. So don't give up. You're not going anywhere. They're not trading you. I thought he was coming up for free agency next year, which is why he was pressing this so hard, because he wanted to get out there and showcase his skills. But he still got another year left.
Oh, go sit down.
Which makes it even more head-scratching. Like, really, do you stop?
But one thing about this, too, you don't want to deflect blame, but Ben really hasn't been playing to Ben's level. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't seeing everybody like he was. Everybody ate before. So, it's just what it is. But your time will come. You don't need to sit there and try to force him out. What do you think his trade value would be? I mean,
I don't know. I think these cats think this is like the NBA. It's like before trade deadline, it's going to be fire sales. No, this ain't the NBA. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Trades don't really pop off in football like that. So go out there, play your time and do what you need to do. And some team will recognize your talent. If it's not the Steelers, if when it comes contract time, they don't want to pay you what you think you're worth, you hit the open market because they're not going to franchise you.
No, they're not. Definitely not going to franchise you. You need to look at history. You need to look at how it works when you are a receiver for Pittsburgh and you start tripping on your bread. You'll be gone soon.
Very soon.
Another youngin to take your spot, just like Mike Wallace thought they was going to give him his bread. He had to go.
Right, and they had AB, yeah.
So that's just how I go with them. Do better, young man. Do better. All right, last two of the tidbits. An unnamed GM came out and said that Kirk Cousins will win you games, but he is not special. we've been saying that. Is what I just don't understand Washington's position. Because it seems like all this stuff is getting out there, and it's almost like it's giving them reason not to pay him. What choice they got? I mean, honestly.
Right, and if you don't intend on re-signing him, then just shut up. You know what I'm saying? Just let him walk.
With him.
Let him go. You'll have that cap room to do whatever with. You can draft your quarterback next year. It'll be something there. So
there's absolutely no way they franchise this dude one more time for $30 million. I think it might be 35 next year. There's no way, right?
I mean, I would think not. But we're talking about Dan Snyder. I would hope they don't franchise him at $35 million. That would be kind of dumb.
That'd be like the first time. I think he's the first quarterback to do it 2 years in a row. If he gets to a third year at 35, that's like the ultimate hustling backwards.
I mean, because after these last two franchise tags have cost them about 50?
44
million. So if it's going to be 35 next year, you're talking about 70, 75 million. And
what they could have gave him.
Could have just signed him.
And been done with it. Oh,
so,
All right. Here's a question for you. It's funny we started off with me, we finish out with you. When will y'all embrace, and when I say y'all, I mean the 49ers, the Niners game. When will y'all just go ahead and embrace the future and go ahead and have that fire sale, let Carlos Hyde and Joe Staley live, and get those draft picks?
It's not going to happen unless it's a really good deal. Like I was just mentioning, it's not like the NBA. Before the trade deadline, if you got a contract in the next year, we're going to go ahead and get rid of you. It don't quite work like that in the NFL. So,
how much has Joe Staley got left on his deal?
I don't know. I have to look it up. But they came out and said if it would have to be a very good deal to trade Joe Staley. I mean, he's one of the best offensive linemen that we have right now. So, at this point, we really can't afford to lose him. Let me look up his age real quick, see how old he is. I know he's been there for quite a while, but
I want us to take him. Now, Carlos Hyde, he's coming. He's still on his rookie deal, right?
Yeah, Hyde due for some money. Hyde is due for money, I want to say next year. Yeah, he's in the contract year now. Carlos Hyde is, so.
Ain't nobody really motivated to trade for him because he can walk. You ain't gonna franchise him at $12 million or maybe $14 next year.
Yeah, Joe Staley is 33, so I don't see nobody really trying to trade for him and give up too much for a 33-year-old, left tackle. So I think he will be retiring the 49er. Now his money, I'm looking up his contract as well. See what it is.
That's what I'm concerned with. How much money he's owed? How many years?
Let's see. So after this year, he's got 2 more years left on his deal. 4.8, modest money.
That's good money.
Modest money, and keep in mind after this season ends, we're gonna have $100 million in cap space. So we've got the money to retain him.
If somebody came in with a second, y'all should take that.
Yeah, man. Somebody want to come with a second, then yeah.
How low would you go? Third?
Yeah, third, and third would be the lowest. Yeah,
because that's a solid contract. That's not like he's making $10 million a year.
Right.
4.1. That's very workable. For
right.
2 more years. Yeah.
Right, and one of the main things that you can't really put a dollar figure on, you start looking at off the field stuff, especially when you got a young team that's rebuilding. You need some veterans around, for the locker room and things like that. And Bowman's gone now. He was one of those guys. Torrey Smith was one of those guys last year. He's gone. So, you want to keep a few of those guys around. And Joe Staley can still play.
Yeah, and this, unlike many sports, you can turn your whole thing around with one off season. If y'all bring in Cousins, draft well again, y'all could be right there in the thick of it. So, yeah, that's good money. I'd keep it. I thought it was a little bit longer and more money.
Right.
Nah, that's reasonable.
Nah, because, the guaranteed money mostly he's got already.
Yeah.
Because he's only got, as far as bonus-wise, he's got a $500,000 roster bonus the next 2 years, $200,000 workout bonus. So his cap hit is about 7.7 is showing over the next 2 years. So
I think the Carolina Panthers should offer that second round pick for Joe Staley so Cam Newton can stop getting hit. Because both of them damn Khalil boys can't stay healthy to save their damn life. Both of them.
But if you want, let's say if you're gonna trade for Joe Staley though, do you want to give up a second round pick for a guy 33? I mean, how much longer do you think he'll play? He's got to be
told we can't do it. Financially, we can't because we just paid Matt Khalil. Joe's a left tackle, right?
Right.
Yeah, we just paid Matt Khalil $60 million guaranteed. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm wishful thinking with that one.
Gotcha.
So, but you can't protect Cam when you're in the trainer's room. So,
nah, you're right. You're right. And like you said, y'all got some key people in the training room.
Yeah, we lost 2 of them Sunday. So
2 more guys Sunday?
Yeah, Trey Turner went out. Khalil went out. Both of the Khalil boys went out Sunday. But Trey Turner said he's playing this week, so we'll see. All right. You ready for this next segment?
Yes, sir. So, next segment, people, it's time to put some teams on alert. You know, we're going into week 8. Again, the season is flying by. It seems like it was just last week we were saying we 25% through the season. We get ready to be 50% through the season, halfway through the season after this week. So it's time to start really looking at seeding, who is going to be pushing toward the playoffs, and what teams are on alert. So we got the section called Amber Alert. And we need to break down and see who was already eliminated from the playoffs, what teams that if they don't start winning or turning things around, their seasons are in jeopardy.
Yes, sir. All right.
Let's start with the AFC.
Yeah, let's start there. This one here, I tell you, okay, Pittsburgh right now is the number 1 seed in the AFC right now. They're 5-2. They beat Kansas City. They look like they're rolling.
Mm-hmm.
They got the easiest path to me because they should win their division easy going forward. Easily. But as far as neither one of us expected the AFC East to be as jumbled as it is.
Nah, not at all.
But the first team I'm going to say that's on Amber Alert from the AFC, the Denver Broncos.
That's a very good choice. That's a very good choice. I know we was talking about it pregame, and I totally overlooked them. You are absolutely right because the last 2 games, Trevor Siemian has looked pedestrian.
Who looked worse the last couple games, Trevor Siemian or their defense? It's about
I'm gonna say Siemian. I think some of the personalities on that defense or some where if the offense isn't really playing up to par, they kind of get in a funk. Maybe
kind of like Seattle.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe start pointing the finger a little bit, like, well, fuck it. If they ain't gonna do nothing, then we ain't gonna do shit. You know, that kind of thing. Maybe they are missing TJ Ward. You know, he's not happy with his playing time down in Tampa Bay. So I definitely would put Denver there because they were on a lot of people's playoff lists, beginning of the season, and the Raiders looked good last week.
I was gonna ask you what you thought about them because I liked that win last week, and I'm thinking that could catapult them. But maybe I'd revisit them. Well, you know what? They in trouble, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say they in trouble because they going to Buffalo and they're gonna lose Sunday.
Trap game? Well, it ain't really a trap. They both about the same to me, but yeah.
They don't do well traveling like that. They're not going to run the ball against them. Buffalo has a solid secondary. I don't think they're going to go up there and win on Sunday. So that'll put them at 3-5. So, yeah, I will say that there's an Amber Alert. They're in trouble.
All right, so we got Denver, the Raiders.
That's about all I see, really.
Yeah, I mean, because –
from the AFC.
Yeah, because Browns and the Colts, Cincinnati, they're not.
What did we really expect from them to begin with?
They're not going to the playoffs. Look at the AFC South. I think most people had either Houston or Tennessee probably winning that division. You got Jacksonville throwing a monkey wrench and all that shit right now.
All of it. All of it.
And
I didn't put Houston on it because they switched quarterbacks and they're at 3-3. I like where they are, so I don't think they're in trouble at all.
I think they're fine. I think they're fine. I think that's gonna come down I really don't like the way Tennessee been playing the last couple of weeks.
Not
I
at
think
all.
the division is going to come down to Houston and Jacksonville. And, of course, the question with Jacksonville is, can Blake Bortles just keep the ship steady? Last week he had a decent game.
Just do enough not to fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do. So,
all right. Now it's a few more. It's a few more teams in the NFC than it is in the AFC.
yeah, the NFC is so jumbled up because you don't like in the AFC. You've got what you probably consider your elite teams. You got your Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and New England pretty much, and then there's a big drop off or a big gap with the rest of the field. With the with the NFC, yeah, Philly's sitting at 6-1. But can they keep that going? They've got some injuries piling up. I was on Kane and Ice last night. Shout out to Kane and Ice.
Oh, that's right. You did do that show. What's up to him?
So Philly's got some injuries and some things going on. I think their schedule is going to get just a little bit tougher these next several weeks.
Yeah, it sure does.
You got the NFC North. Minnesota is sitting at 5-2. I'm scratching my head trying to figure out how that even happened.
They beat Pittsburgh. That was a trap. They beat Minnesota. They knocked out Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, nobody saw them going 5-2. They're gonna win Sunday. They're gonna be 6-2 when they go over to London and kick Cleveland's ass.
Right.
They couldn't figure out nobody else to send over there but the Cleveland Browns. Nobody.
Yeah, they usually send sorry teams over there.
DeShone Kizer gets to fly all the way across the damn world to get his ass kicked early in the morning.
And he's been named the starter for the third time.
With that pass rush, early in the morning, he get his ass kicked. Bless his heart, man. Bless his heart.
Yeah, but with the NFC East, one obvious Amber Alert to me, and I think you would probably agree, even though they're sitting at 3-3, they still have more than ample opportunity to win their division. But I just don't like what I'm seeing out of the Falcons right now. Again, we talked about it Tuesday. You can't go up to New York to the Meadowlands and lose to the Jets this week.
Can't do it.
Outside of that, I'm gonna say Tampa.
You know what?
A lot of people were high on Tampa this year, and they are sitting at 2-4.
That's true.
They got a big game against the Panthers this week. If they don't win that, they can hang it up.
Yeah, that's true. I can't. Initially I had the Skins on there. The hell, neither one of us picked them to win that division, so I can't. 3-3, they're right there. They're solid.
But it still can be Amber Alert for them as well. Because you're looking at Philly at 6-1, and Philly has beat the Skins twice, right?
Yeah, actually, they done beat them twice.
So they're up 2 games, but they've beat them twice. So that's really like a 4-game lead. So they got to hope that Philly lose a couple games and come back to the pack. But if the Skins don't win this next game, then they can probably count themselves out. The only person who's not really counting out in the NFC East as of yet is Dallas. Now, they got so much riding on what's going to happen with Zeke. So we'll see how that plays out.
They got a tough schedule coming up, too.
Mm-hmm.
They got a real tough schedule. Philly does, too. But, yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Let me ask you this. I was thinking about it when I was working on this today. If Cincy finishes under 4 wins, under 5, they draft a quarterback if they in top 5?
Who's that?
Cincinnati.
If they finish?
Let's say they finish top 5 draft-wise. They draft a quarterback?
I would.
You think they got the heart to?
Do they have the heart to fire Marvin Lewis?
Yeah, you're right. Andy gonna be there.
That's the first question. Do you have the heart to fire the guy that has 9 lives? Marvin Lewis got like 18 lives.
I was looking at this. I was like, damn, if it continues the way I think it will, they're gonna be up there pretty high to get a damn draft pick. Will they go with a quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I forgot they got AJ McCarron, which they should have traded for that second. They could have got this summer. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you're right, because a lot of people were high on him, and I think they may have missed the opportunity, like you said, to unload him and get some stuff. Because next year you got
a good draft class.
You got a lot of quarterbacks coming out, so yeah, they may have missed an opportunity there. Or maybe they like what they see in practice, and kind of similar to the Patriots. not wanting to get rid of Garoppolo, maybe they want to keep him around because they maybe showing Andy Dalton the door.
It's really, looking over all these, it's really not that many quarterback jobs out there. It's really not.
No, it's not. It's not. Not starting quarterback jobs.
No, exactly. It's backup jobs, but it's not a lot of positions for starters. But
yeah. If I'm Cincinnati, I'm starting to look at new coach, new quarterback situation. If they don't turn this thing around, really, really quick.
But like you said, we're talking about Cincinnati. They will bring the band back next year. Everybody.
Pac-Man, Burfitt.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Because let me see what Andy Dalton money looked like. Didn't he just sign an extension?
He got that funny money deal.
Okay, 6 years, $96 million, and it still got 3 years. Still got 3 years left on that deal.
But wasn't that money kind of? It wasn't. A lot of it wasn't guaranteed.
I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, only 17 of it was guaranteed. But if they cut him, then they looking at cap. Where is it at? Yeah, they're looking at $16-17 million in cap as a cap hit. So maybe they don't get rid of him. But like I said, I would at least draft somebody and start getting them ready.
But if you draft somebody top 5, you got to pay them top 5 money behind the dude making 18 already. But that's the same situation the Giants going to be in because they're going to take a quarterback. If it continues the way it is,
right,
they're going to take a quarterback.
Absolutely.
So, but 17 is actually reasonable money for a starting quarterback. I wonder if they could try to offload him. I wonder if anybody would take him.
I mean, let's look at some teams.
Arizona should.
Arizona, Jacksonville. Because he would probably be an upgrade from Blake Bortles at least.
Easily.
So those are two teams that initially come to mind that could use a quarterback.
Like you said, that the main number, that 3 years, that ain't going nowhere.
Or maybe the Redskins, if they lose Cousins, maybe they look to go get somebody like that. So
that's true.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna run through my Power 5 real quick before we do our picks for the week and get up out of here. All right, my Power 5 for the week. I got Philly at number 1, Pittsburgh at 2, Kansas City at 3, Patriots are back in at 4, and I kept the Rams there at 5. I like what I see out of them.
Okay, well, no need for me to do mine.
Same one?
I got the same. Philly, Steelers, Kansas City, New England. My fifth one is different. I got Seattle 5.
Okay.
For me, and the reason I got them 5 over the Rams is they beat the Rams in the head.
Yeah.
And then also I'm kind of looking at which one I would trust more come playoff time. The team that's kind of been there.
I agree.
So
let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
That team, it's amazing what coaching does, man. Because it's damn near the same team from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they look so much better this year on both sides of the ball. I mean, they added Robert Woods, but it's not like Cooper Kupp, they drafted him. But they're solid on both sides of the ball. I meant to ask you this a couple of weeks ago. I mean, how many teams you see are close to being complete, both sides of the ball like that? I like them, and I'm drawing a blank.
Both sides of the ball.
It ain't many.
No, it's not. The Steelers are getting there because their defense is coming around.
Philly's getting there.
Philly's getting there. Kansas City.
Dallas's defense look better than their offensive line right now.
That's probably about it. But I will say this about the Rams. Now, defensively, I think they pretty much got the same guys. But offensively, the last year their main weapons was Tavon Austin, which I don't think we've even heard his name this year.
They got him running them gadget plays.
and Kenny Britt. That was their main weapon. So, they brought in Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins. They drafted Cooper Kupp. So they kind of look different on offense this year.
That and something else I forgot. They signed 2 offensive linemen this summer. Starters. So that's the biggest thing. So yeah, I feel what you're saying, but I'm impressed with that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I like what I see from them, outside of them being in our division and whatnot. But I said before the season, I did have them low. I definitely lowballed them. But I felt they had.
Nobody saw this coming, cuz. Nobody.
It was mostly because of Jared Goff. We didn't know how he was going to grow. We didn't know what Sean McVay was going to be able to come in there and do as a young, first-time coach. So right now it's working.
Shout out to Todd Gurley for learning how to catch the ball. Shout out.
Well, shout out to them for actually using him more in the past game.
That's true.
He had hands at Georgia. So, shout out to them using them more. It definitely helps, like you said, when you got adequate coaching, you learn how to use these players.
Jeff Fisher?
You just took the word right out of my mouth. Jeff Fisher, nobody likes you.
That's that boy 8-8.
I still remember they was on Hard Knocks last year, and soon the first episode, we ain't going 8-8 this year. Oh, okay.
Shout out to him.
I think they was worse than 8-8.
Man, what Todd Gurley said, we got a middle school offense.
At Wayne T.
Real quick before we get out, I know you just mentioned Kenny Britt. Did you see what he said today about going to London?
Why is he talking?
Bruh.
I didn't hear what he said, though.
He just got sent home last week for being late and he was injured. He was like, I hate going to London. I hate the flight. I hate the area. I hate the food. I just hate it, bruh. I hate it going. I'm like, damn. This ain't good for business.
He being honest, man. He being honest. And I'm still trying to figure out how the NFL figure that they're going to put a team over there permanently and the logistics of that shit working out.
Makes no sense.
Just keep with these 4 or 5 games, every year and leave it at that. Because I thought the London games was over until I saw this one.
I really did, too. I thought it was done, but, they're going to keep chasing the bag. All right, let's run through these picks.
All right.
How bad did I do last week?
So, last week,
I think
last week you went 11-4.
Yeah.
I went 12-3. So you were 1 game up last week. I picked up that game. So we are at a dead tie. We both 61-46. Hey, it's only fitting. We right at halfway point. And we both are deadlocked with the same record. So
I knew this week was gonna be bad for me when Derek Carr came back. I knew it was gonna be a bad week.
Hey, because I was sitting here last Thursday, like, all right, man, I need this win because the previous week, I started off bad because I lost the Thursday game because I picked the Bucs over the Pats.
That's right.
I was like, I can't start another Thursday off with an L. So,
nah. Week before that, we both took Carolina and Philly beat us. You took New England the week before, and I took Tampa. So yeah, you had lost 2 in a row. So yeah, this was your third one, so you got that one.
Right.
Damn, City.
So tonight, even though the game has started, I don't know what the score is or whatever, we're going to go ahead and release our picks. We got the Dolphins at the Ravens. Matt Moore in for Jay Cutler. I think he probably may be better than Jay Cutler, honestly. It's like every time the last few years that they've had to call on him in this type of, role or position, he's done fairly decent. But they're missing a couple weapons. I see somebody getting walked off the field right now.
Yeah, Baltimore 7-0. That's Nate Allen, the cornerback, getting walked off.
Okay, but yeah, I got Baltimore winning.
I got Baltimore too.
Okay. The London game, we got the Minnesota Vikings going to the Cleveland Browns. I'll answer for you. We are both taking the Vikings.
Bingo, bango.
We got the Atlanta Falcons going up to the New York Jets to face that tough leg Josh McCown offense.
It would be sexy to pick the Jets, but I can't do it.
I was about to say.
This got to be the get-right game. I said it was last Sunday, but this got to be the get-right game.
It better be. All right, so we're both taking the birds on that one. Next up, interesting game. Very interesting game. It always is. We got an NFC South divisional matchup between Carolina Panthers coming fresh off, again, Cam Session out of a press conference going down to face that boy Jameis and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take y'all. It made me look bad.
I'm nervous, cuz. I'm nervous.
I went back and forth with that pick because Tampa at 2-4. I don't think they are. I think they're better than a 2-4 team. I think they've lost 2 or 3 games in a row, and at some point they're gonna win.
They should have won that game last week. I don't think it was Doug Martin who fumbled late, but somebody fumbled late and gave that game away.
Right.
They should have won last week.
So, can y'all corners hold up against Mike Evans, Deshaun
Jackson, and Brady, and O.J. Howard.
Right. And if Luke Kuechly is not playing again, we'll see.
I got to take us, but I'm scared.
All right. So we both taking the Panthers on that one. My 49ers going east to play a 1 o'clock game in Philly. As I told Kane and Ice last night, it wouldn't matter if this game was at 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, after church, during Christmas break. It don't matter. They should handily beat my Niners. So I'm taking the Eagles in that game. So I'm pretty sure you are too, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up, got the Chicago Bears coming off a good win, 17-13 over your Panthers. Again, they didn't do anything offensively. I think Richardson completed 4 passes, but they still won. They are going to the New Orleans Saints to go down and play in that Superdome. I'm expecting a blowout in this game. I'm taking the Saints.
Saints.
All right. All right, next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers going up to Foxborough to play the Patriots. We just talked about the Patriots losing Dante Hightower for the year, a big piece on offense. However, I don't particularly trust the Chargers on the road in a 1 o'clock game. They like to lose a lot of close games, even though they won a couple of the last couple of weeks. They beat Denver. I don't think a lot of people expected that.
Hell no.
I think they won a game the week before that.
Giants the week before, I believe, to get their first win.
But I'm taking the Patriots. Who you got?
I'm taking the Patriots.
Okay.
Quietly at 6-2.
Right. And we're talking about how many problems and everything they got. And watch me look up in 3 or 4 weeks, and they're going to be like 8-2. You know what I'm saying?
With the dead last defense, they're going to be at 8-2. That's a good type of problem to have.
All the time. And nobody seems to get away with that shit but the Patriots.
But no. I mean, they're dead last in defense. And they're balling.
All right, next up. I'll let you lead with this one, but we got the Oakland Raiders. Again, another West Coast. They just decided to fuck all the West Coast teams in 1 week, huh?
They got a deal on the airfare.
They going to Buffalo to play Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo Bills. Who you taking?
Please pronounce his name correctly. He is back to being Ty God. Ty God is going to lead them to a victory. Taking Buffalo. Damn it.
Buffalo. I am taking the Marshawn Lynch-less Oakland Raiders in this game. I think they will build off what they did last week. Buffalo's got some good corners or what have you, but I still like Crab, and I still like Amari Cooper, even though he just had a breakout game last year. I think he's going to use that to kind of keep everything going in a positive direction. I'm taking the Raiders.
Speaking of Amari Cooper, man, you know what you could have flipped him for in fantasy this week? After 200-something yards, I'd try to flip him for the moon this week if that was me.
I was a little upset at myself because I was thinking about going after a couple cats to try to get him because I felt like he's not going to be this bad all season. So I'm going to try to get him on a buy low situation. But I never pulled the trigger. The guy that had him, I wasn't willing to give up what it probably was going to take to get him. So I just kind of left it alone. But I'm taking the Raiders on that one.
All right, that's the first.
The boy Jacoby Brissett and the Indianapolis Colts going to Cincinnati playing the Bengals. This might be an ugly game.
We'll take Cincinnati.
Okay. I'm going to take Cincy as well. After the first couple of weeks of just Jacoby doing pretty good, last couple of weeks have not been so great. I think the tape has got out on him so people know how to kind of control him and stop him.
And they're hitting his ass, too.
Yeah. Did they play who did they play last week? They played the Jaguars last week. That's right. So, yeah, he's the one.
Yeah.
So he's the one that took 10 sacks last week.
I think the week before, Seattle hit him about 50 times.
Yeah. So I am taking the Bengals in that one. I think you said you are too, right?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. Hey, Cincinnati, give Joe Mixon the ball. He's better than both of them other dudes. I'm just saying.
I'm expecting him to get the ball this week because the Colts have a suspect run defense. First of the 4 o'clock games. Well, hell, it's only 2 4 o'clock games this week. Houston Texans going to Seattle, one of the tougher places to play in the NFL. What do you think Deshaun Watson and them boys going to do going up there to Seattle?
Seattle going to win that game.
You got Seattle?
Yeah.
I got Seattle as well, just due to the environment. Up there, I think it's going to be tough for Deshaun and in some, tough spot in some spots. So I am taking Seattle as well.
Bro, if he go up there and beat Seattle. If he goes up there and beats them.
Because I'm trying to think what the other game was. I expected them to not do as well as they did. They still lost the game against the Patriots.
The Patriots.
I didn't expect them to go up there and put 30 on the Patriots, but the Patriots defense is not the Seattle defense.
Shit, I didn't expect him to do what he did to Tennessee. Tennessee defense ain't great, but they put up a 50 burger on them.
Yeah, that's true. And they're coming off a bye, I believe. Yeah, they're coming off a bye as well, so they should be well rested. Again, they're playing at 4 o'clock, so I don't expect the travel situation to play a part into that. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
I'm telling you this.
Another team quietly sitting at 5-2.
Yeah,
they're sitting at 4-2. Again, flying under the radar, still veteran team that's been there before. Look out for them.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Deshaun Watson goes up to Seattle and beats them, if he goes up there and beats them, Cleveland gonna make DeShone Kizer catch his own plane home. Because they could have took Deshaun, they could have took Watson at 10, but they moved down. If he goes up and beats Seattle,
right? But they're gonna make. I would blame that on the front office. You gonna put it on Kizer?
They'll put it on him. Hell, they blame him for everything else.
They are making him a scapegoat, pulling them, starting them.
You know what? You're right. They'll make him and Hugh Jackson fly home commercial together.
Not commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Last of the 4 o'clock games, another divisional matchup. Usually always a pretty good matchup. We got the Dallas Cowboys going to D.C. to face the Redskins. Redskins coming off a loss. The Dallas Cowboys coming off a thrashing of my Niners 40-10 last week. Based on what I saw last week against the Eagles, I'm taking the Cowboys.
I was really close to changing my pick because I was sitting there thinking, Redskins got a solid run defense. They get Josh Norman back, which will kind of neutralize Dez. But then I thought about it. Who the hell Kirk Cousins going to be throwing the ball to?
Crowder, Doxson. I just don't know what's going on between him and Terrell Pryor.
I mean, of course, we like Jordan Reed, but as you know, Jordan Reed is a play away every play from being hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas.
They got a good backup, though, in Vernon Davis. That's very capable. So
they do.
So you taking Dallas as well?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas.
All right. Next up, Monday night game. No, I'm sorry, the Sunday night game. Got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off of a pretty good win. They're going to Detroit to face the Lions. I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers. And give a shout out to that boy AB for getting his little homie Juju's bike back. He got the little homie bike back, man.
That's what's up. I seen something on Twitter today. I meant to send it to you. You may have seen it. Somebody did like a little mock football life.
Okay.
They did but it was on Juju's bike.
Oh wow! I think I saw it, but I didn't look at it. Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. It kind of reminded me. I don't know if they still do them because I don't even watch NFL Countdown on ESPN no more. But those is it not the Swami? The Kenny Mayne used to do those kind of weird stories. It was kind of like that.
I think he's on there from time to time. They're not bad no more. I don't really watch them either, but I like Randy Moss country ass. So
yeah. I'll admit I get stuck watching fantasy shows on Sunday mornings.
I agree. I feel you.
All right. So last up, Trevor Siemian and the Broncos going to Kansas City to face probably at this point MVP leading candidate Alex Smith.
Nah, he in second place now, cuz.
To who?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
I'm not there, but the numbers are talking, and they done got behind that. I didn't know he had 17 touchdowns already.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't going there.
I need to see it, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I need to see it too. But that's the hype train is behind him now.
Yeah.
It's behind him. That's 17 passing. I don't even know how many he has rushing, but yeah, I think this is a big game for Kansas City because it'll be 3 straight if they lose. But Denver will be 3-4 after this week. They're gonna lose this game.
Yeah, I'm taking Denver as well. I don't like what I'm seeing on.
No, you taking Kansas City. I should have let you do it. You see how I looked out, people?
What did I just say?
I'm taking Denver.
Oh, did I? Yeah, that was obviously wrong.
See?
Yeah.
Brother.
Well, it don't matter. It's on my sheet, so I would have beat it.
So if I just said pull the tape, go to the review.
I know what's on my sheet. Because I messed up last week. Because what I do, shout out to Glass and Get With The Sports. I do his pick'em league.
Yeah.
We go ahead and pick the games like Tuesday morning. I go ahead and pick most of the games.
That's what I do.
I had the Broncos beating the Chargers. But as the week went on, I was like, nah, I'm going to take the Chargers. And I took the Chargers on our show. So I'm looking at the results from Sunday. I'm like, all right, let's make sure my record is right. And I had fucked around and didn't change it, and I still had the Broncos. So
you talking about Glass's Pick'em League that I'm number 1 overall?
Are you number 1?
I'm number 1 overall.
I saw you at 2. I didn't know you were 1. So that lets me know that you picking different in that league and you picking on this show. Because I was like, how the hell is he 6 games over me in that league? I'm like, okay, he must be going in and changing some stuff.
Nah, I think I jumped off the cliff that one week on our show.
Right.
It had me behind. I was playing it straight with his because I was wanting to win it.
I got you.
I'm going for the ratings on here. So
that's what's up. All right, so this week,
we ain't but 1 game off.
Okay, we got but the Raiders and the Bills. So one of us would be 1 game up next week. Again, that's not a whole lot of movement. So that is that. So what is the score of that game right now?
10-0, Baltimore.
Okay. All right.
They needed that win. Well, it ain't over with yet, but they needed that.
Right. So before we get up out of here, we got a big game this week. Florida don't have any offense, but this game still makes me apprehensive. Cocktail Bowl, Georgia and Florida. Florida's beating us 3 straight times, man. It's time for us to get right. And we damn sure can't lose this game if we want to continue to have college football playoff hopes. So
I believe Ohio State gonna help us out this weekend. I think they're gonna knock Penn State out.
Well, even if they don't, we'll overtake Penn State. I just want us to make sure that we handle our business. I don't want to get into a point where we're banking on somebody else, losing.
Yeah.
Because we still got a big game against Auburn. South Carolina's usually a good game, but I don't think they're as good this year.
Right.
And then last year we should have beat Georgia Tech, and we let Georgia Tech beat us. So there's still a couple of hurdles there that could possibly get in our way. So we need to make sure we take care of business this week and beat what I think is an inferior team.
Indeed.
All right, hey, tell me to reach out on social media.
You can reach me at ReK6000 on Twitter. Holla at me. I talk sports.
Right, you can reach myself at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also, don't forget to reach us on Facebook. IG page is up and popping. That's at AA Sportscast. Also, don't forget to watch, hit that little subscribe button down there for our YouTube viewers. And if you can't view, you listen to us on the go, in the gym, on the way to work. Check us out on the Spreaker app, man. We're more than got some good content on there on the Spreaker app as well. So, for my man, Uncle Hate, for myself, Diego Barishnikov, we are AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser, baby. We're going to get out of here, catch the rest of this game. We got a 1-1 World Series. That game was wild as hell last night.
Good game last night. Very good game.
Good game last night. So I think Houston's taking the momentum back home. Because that Dodgers bullpen was supposed to be untouchable. They touched them up last night, so that might give them some confidence going forward. So we'll see how that goes. All right. But good people, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We appreciate the support from everybody. We're going to be up out of here. Have a good weekend. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.